The QE2 Marina in Guernsey in the Channel Islands was built on a rarely used beach to the north of St. Peter Port Harbour, and took 5 years to build between 1984 and 1989. 1984, and work begins on breaking up the rocky outcrop which is around where the marina sill is now. A small area of the bay was infilled to provide a parking area for the machines. The machines working on the east arm stayed at the top of the harbour, and during 1984 the east arm starts to be constructed by dumping tons of granite on the seabed. 1985, and the main marina wall is well underway by the building up of precast concrete blocks with granite set in the ends. The dumping of granite to form the east arm has been completed enough to allow the machines to work from it. Infilling what is now known as the North Beach car park is well underway by infilling with waste rubble and tons of silt from the dredging of St. Peter Port Harbour, which went on at the same time. The main marina wall reaches its end at the east arm. By this time, 2,000 precast blocks had been used and 113,000 tons of rubble had been infilled. By the end of 1985, the infilling of the North Beach car park area was finished, and the block wall was well underway along the east arm. 1987, and hardcore starts to be spread out over the whole area in preparation for the North Beach car park. In the meantime, the area now known as the Salary Corner car park to the north of the marina has been constructed in the same way, and the marina sill is being built. The capping stones are being laid on the edge of the main marina wall. The upright posts are put in place which the pontoons will be fixed to, and the precast concrete block wall has been built along the length of the east arm. By the end of 1987, the pontoons were in place, the sill was finished, and some boats were moved into the marina. What does it look like now? This is what the Salary Corner car park at the north of the QE2 Marina looks like now. This was the North Beach car park in 1987, and this is what it looks like now. This was the freight area in 1987, and this is it now. This was the main marina wall in 1987, and this is it now. You can also make out the individual precast concrete blocks which the wall was made of. This is the original coastal sea wall in 1984, Some is now buried under the North Beach and Salary areas, and this is what is left of the seawall now. This was the Marina sill being constructed in 1987, and this is it now. You can also make out the individual precast concrete blocks which the wall was made of. This was the east arm in 1985, and this is the east arm now. This is what the Weybridge pedestrian crossing looked like in 1987, and this was the original sea wall which was removed later on. And this is what the area looks like now. This was the top of the slipway which went onto the beach, which is now probably buried under where the toilets are now. This is the original sea wall of St. Peter Port Harbour, which got buried when the North Beach car park area was infilled. Can you see the steps here on the sea wall? They got buried, and you can just make out the top step of these steps here. There was another set of steps here. Here is the top of those steps with the railing on the wall. The rusty dots on the edge of the top step was where a railing was on the top step only. The second step here was not the original second step. There was a third set of steps here, and this is the top step from that set. This is what part of the Salary car park looked like in 1987, and this is what it looks like now. By the time the QE2 Marina was finished, it had used 2,600 precast concrete blocks to make the walls, and 250,000 tons of rubble and silt had been used as infill.